Welcome to the Faith Focus Network, where we explore the depths of Catholic faith and practice. I'm your host, Daniela Bezant, and today we're diving into the profound and transformative practice of Eucharistic Adoration, which is one of my favorite things to do in Catholicism. We'll explore why it's practiced, how to participate, and to unpack its significance fully. Whether you're new to this devotion or seeking to deepen your understanding, stay with us as we journey into the heart of Eucharistic Adoration. Let's begin by understanding the essence of this beautiful practice. Eucharistic Adoration is the practice of spending time in prayer and contemplation before the Blessed Sacrament, where the consecrated host is displayed in a monstrance. This practice allows the faithful to adore Christ truly present in the Eucharist, experiencing a profound sense of his presence and love. The foundation of Eucharistic adoration lies in the belief in the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. At the Last Supper, Jesus took bread and wine and declared, "This is my body and this is my blood." Catholics believe that through the process of transubstantiation, the bread and wine truly become the body and blood of Christ, making him present in a unique and tangible way. The practice of Eucharistic adoration has deep historical roots. In the early church, Christians gathered for the breaking of the bread, which was central to their worship. The practice of reserving the Eucharist for adoration began in the Middle Ages. One significant moment was the establishment of the Feast of Corpus Christi in the 13th century, which celebrated the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. St. Thomas Aquinas wrote hymns for this feast, including the famous Tantum Ergo, which is often sung during benediction of the Blessed Sacrament. There are many spiritual benefits and reasons for practicing Eucharistic adoration. Spending time in adoration allows us to develop a deeper, more intimate relationship with Jesus. It's an opportunity to listen, speak, and simply be in his presence. In the silence of adoration, we can find peace, comfort, and solace. It's a time to unburden ourselves of worries and anxieties, placing them before the Lord. It is therapeutic, I am telling you. We do adoration at our church. That's St. Louis Church in Annapolis Royal, Nova Scotia, the first Tuesday of every month. And I salivate for it. And I turn my phone off, and for the entire morning, I belong to the Lord, and it is a good feeling. Adoration can lead to spiritual renewal and growth. It's a moment to reflect on our life, seek forgiveness, and ask for grace and guidance. And as a matter of fact, Father Marsalis actually will do confession prior to adoration, and if there's a lot of people needing it, he'll do confession while we do the rosary during adoration. We can use this time to intercede for others, bringing their needs and intentions before Jesus as well. Adoration fosters a sense of community and unity among the faithful as we gather to worship and adore Christ. And that's true for me as well, because we have the same handful of people, handful more than that now. We have about 10 or 12, and I heard that more are coming next time to adoration on our first Tuesdays of the month. And you start to build a bond with these people, even though you're not speaking. The entire time you're in there, except for praying the rosary, is almost completely silent. So, and yet so much happens. And I'm going to be putting a link in the video description of a moment that I had with my mother and our friends at adoration that was really special when she decided to go to her first confession in 50 years. That happened at a Eucharistic adoration. So I'll put that link in the description as well, because it's really inspiring. So here's how to participate in a Eucharistic adoration. So the first thing is to find a parish or chapel that offers one. Many places have designated hours for adoration, and some even have perpetual adoration. When you enter the adoration chapel, do it quietly and reverently. Genuflect or kneel before the Blessed Sacrament as a sign of respect and adoration. Start with a prayer to center yourself and acknowledge Christ's presence. A simple prayer like, "Lord, I'm here to adore you," can be a good start. Spend time in silence, contemplating the mystery of the Eucharist. You can bring a Bible, spiritual book, or a rosary to help focus your thoughts. We always pray a rosary. I find that's a really nice thing to do. Speak to Jesus as you would to a friend. Here is where you share your heart, your struggles, and your joys. Spend time in silence. take some time to actually listen. And conclude your time in adoration with a prayer of gratitude, thanking Jesus for his presence in the time spent together. During adoration, there are various practices and devotions you can incorporate. I've already mentioned the rosary and reading the scripture and spiritual reading, but some people like to journal. And then the benediction ceremony is really emotional too, when they're actually preparing the sacrament, and the stuff that happens before, during, and after is pretty special. Eucharistic adoration has the power to transform our lives. Saints and spiritual leaders throughout history have testified to this profound impact. Saint Alphonsus Liguori said, "Of all devotions, that of adoring Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament is the greatest after the sacraments." Saint Teresa of Calcutta, known for her deep devotion to the Eucharist, spent hours in adoration, drawing strength for her work among the poor. For some, spending that extended period in silence and contemplation can be challenging, so here's a few tips to help you. Start small. If you're new to adoration, start with short visits and gradually increase the time you spend. And use prayers, scripture, or spiritual readings to help keep your mind focused. And look, it's normal for your mind to wander, so be patient. Gently bring your focus back to Jesus and don't be discouraged. Eucharistic adoration is a profound way to encounter the divine presence of Christ in the Eucharist. It offers a unique opportunity for deep prayer, reflection, spiritual renewal, and just silence. By setting aside time to adore Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament, we open our hearts to his grace, peace, and love. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this episode has inspired you to embrace this timeless devotion and experience its transformative power. Please don't forget to subscribe, and please leave a comment. It really helps us if you do. Until next time, may the peace of Christ be with you always and keep your faith alive.